Tomboy,
What's up?
how goes it?
All right, how are you?
Swell.
Swell.
Back for another episode.
Yes. Can't wait.
Yeah. Anything new?
Yeah. So I had a funny story. Well, somewhat story. I'm kind of nervous about it.
Okay.
So I've had like sleep apnea my whole life, and I decided to finally go to the doctor because I just turned 40 like back in February. And
Okay.
I was like, all right, be an adult, go to the doctor, get checked out. Everything's fine, nothing's wrong. But I brought up, like, they were hung up on my sleep apnea, so they're like, all right, we're gonna give you a sleep test. Like you have a take home one, or you can go to like stay
Like a lab or something?
Stay at a lab. I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm sleeping in a lab because I'm not gonna get any sleep there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, give me the test, take home test. Well, they set my appointment for like a Friday night at 7 o'clock at night. I'm like, what the fuck?
Did you tell him no?
Well, I was like, all right. And I was like, fine, that's fine. Picked it up. I thought it was just a pick up and I can do it on my own time.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I had to do it that night. I'm like, dude, I just worked 12 hours.
Perfect. So you should be exhausted.
I'm exhausted. It was one of those nights I got home at like 8 o'clock at night to eat dinner.
Oh, yeah.
So I ate dinner, just basically hooked this thing up and went to bed. But like, I was so worried about like it falling out or doing anything wrong that it was like halfway up throughout the night. You ever like those sleep nights where you're like, wait, you're so worried about missing an alarm that you're like,
Yeah.
you
can't.
you don't get any sleep.
Yep.
Yeah, that was.
Oh,
that
yeah.
night.
I've had plenty of those.
Yeah.
And or other things you're just like, what if this happens or
Yeah.
whatever, and then you're just like,
And sure enough, I got up to take a piss in the morning, or a little early in the morning, and sure enough, 2 of the plugs were unplugged. So I'm like, I might have to take this thing again. It's so weird. It's like they hook it to your chest, and then but it doesn't really hold very well. So I was basically kind of holding it all night by my hand.
Oh, so then if you fall asleep and move over or around,
Yeah, and I
then shit
roll
can
right.
move
Yeah,
like-
exactly. That's what happened. And then like you have another strap around your stomach. You have a thing attached to your finger, your index finger,
Mhm.
and then you have tubes up your nose.
Weird.
I'm like, how do you want me to sleep?
on your back,
Yeah.
which I feel like that is more of a cause for like the sleep apnea
Yeah.
than just sleeping
It's
on your
like-
belly or
it's like
something.
this- if I have to take this, I'm like, no, thank you. I have sleep apnea. I'll be fine.
So you're just not gonna.
I'm just wait. I'm still waiting for the results to come back.
Okay.
It was like 7 to 10 days, so it should
Oh,
be coming
okay.
back soon. But it was just like one of those like, I really don't want to do this again. It was super awkward.
Yeah, if they go, it didn't really work because the cords came out, so you gotta do it again.
And then sleeping in a lab is just like more like I'm just not comfortable when I sleep not at my own bed for the most part. Like, I mean, I don't mind a hotel or like a friend's couch or whatever. But
Right.
it's like if not, it's like I'm not gonna feel comfortable, especially knowing somebody's watching me.
Oh
sleep.
yeah.
It's like, I'm not gonna sleep at all. It's weird.
Well, that is. So you say you're nervous about this?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I get it.
Because I'm like,
That is a little-
be one and done and be done with it and just move on.
Yeah, a little nerve wracking. I get
Yeah.
it. Okay, well, hopefully the results come
hopefully,
back
but-
good, and you don't have sleep apnea.
Yeah. Well, I probably do, but yeah, they can fix it.
Yeah, fair enough.
What about you? Anything new?
We did get a few comments
Okay.
on our YouTube episodes.
Nice.
I am a little behind. I don't know what was going on with my notifications. I didn't see these right away, but it is from our old pal Ian over in Scotland.
What's up, Ian?
It looks like he's been listening, which is awesome. Thank you for listening. And if Dana's been listening too, listen just so you guys know. Love you both. Thanks for listening.
Thanks.
And Ian, if it's just you, well, you old cunt. Thanks for listening. So back, there was an episode, let's see, I don't even remember which episode this was. I think this is the average penis size episode. I
Oh,
was
you
talking
and Dan.
when we had Dan
Yeah,
on
yeah.
here. He commented on, a Scotsman never wears anything under his kilt, hence the reason a kilt is at knee length.
There you go.
So therefore, they probably have huge dongs, but it goes all the way down to like right above their knee.
God bless him. man.
Yeah. At least I'm assuming that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
It's like, we have all the way up to our knees. We're good to go.
Yeah, we're good.
Unless if it gets a little cold, then it's probably not so close to the knee.
Mid-thigh.
Yeah. And then he left us another one.
Awesome.
And this is when we were talking about the bands with like their original band names
Oh
and
yeah,
how
yeah,
like
yeah,
fucked
the
up
shitty
they
band
were.
names, yeah.
He said Shane McGowan, which is I think the singer for the Pogues.
Pogues, yeah.
His first band was actually called the Nipple Erectors.
Of course it was.
Yeah, that's I guess the Pogues might have a little bit of a ring to it, but
Yeah,
the
especially
Nipple
for like the Irish, traditional Irish music that happens
yeah.
played.
But the Nipple Erectors
Yeah.
definitely would turn some heads. I get it.
He's a trooper, man. Like I thought that guy would die like 20 years ago.
How old is he? Or is he dead
He
already?
just passed away
Okay.
like, last year.
Hmm.
But I mean, like he was like, it was rumored every year he was like on his deathbed,
Oh, jeez.
just fucking partied all the time, like had no teeth left, just like
Just
smoke a pack of cigarettes
to the day he died?
Yeah, party to the day he died.
It's probably how you wanted to go out.
Oh yeah,
Good for him. Yeah, cool. Good for him. So yeah, I mean that's all I got
Cool.
as far as like updates go. I did have a conversation with somebody at work just recently, so I know we're just the last week's episode. We were talking about like horror movies,
Horror movies,
and we
yeah,
were
yeah.
discussing like the menu
Oh yeah,
and like
yeah,
how
yeah, the menu.
awesome the menu
Oh,
was,
it's a
and
good movie.
we were kind of discussing like you're asking me like how it was ending, and
Yeah.
so I was talking with somebody. We were talking about like how fucking dope like that movie was in general, and also how it like had like I thought it was a really cool ending,
Yeah, very cool ending.
shot really well, so forth.
Yeah, I mean, how else are you gonna do it? Like
Yeah.
everybody dies,
Right. So which then kind of led to a point where we were discussing like other movies that had really cool endings, and like the first
Okay.
thing that came to my mind was The Truman Show. Did you see that one?
I have seen it. It's been a very long time, and I'm trying to remember how. Oh, he walks out the door, right?
Kinda, yeah. So,
Like he
'cause-
finds the door in
Well-
the ocean and then walks out.
yeah, so they made him afraid of water, the ocean or the sea, the ocean or whatever.
Yeah, they kept
the entire
throwing
time.
trees
Yeah,
to keep away from the door. And
right.
yeah.
And when he finally fights against it, and then they're just really trying to like drown him basically, and he gets through that storm when they finally let up, and then he hits that wall, finds the door,
Yeah.
and then ends it with if I don't see you later, good morning, good evening, and
Good
good night,
night,
and
yeah.
then walks through. I'm
Walks
like,
through.
damn, that rules. What a great
Yeah.
way to end that.
That was a good movie.
That's a fucking awesome movie.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Do you ever feel like you're ever caught in like
I
a Truman
sometimes
Show?
I'm saying there's some times after I watch that movie, I'm like, am I being recorded?
Yeah, like it feels too real that sometimes I'm like, dude, like especially with like the driving situation, like in that movie where he goes to like leave and then all these cars like pile in and like block his entire way,
oh
right?
my god. Yeah.
I feel like that happens sometimes when I'm like trying to like head off somewhere and like the car like cuts me off and is like driving like below the speed limit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Especially when you're running late, like I always am.
Yeah. I'm like, I feel like that shit happens all the time. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm part of some fucking bullshit reality show.
Or it's like something really fucked up keeps happening to you, and it's like bad luck string. It's like,
Oh yeah.
who is fucking with me?
Yeah.
Maybe there is a god. I don't
Yeah.
know. And he's just like Truman showing. You know?
Right. The god is the director.
He is the director. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, so is there any like fave movies or like movies you can think of that had some like really cool endings?
I mean, like I think like The Departed had a very good wrap up of it. Like everybody got their upcoming.
Just Desserts.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
And
was
then-
really cool.
I mean, outside of like the like some of like the like Ocean's movies that like you see how it plays out.
Yeah. The
plays
heist
out,
movies.
Those
yeah.
are always fun to watch.
Those
like,
are also
or
always-
the what do you call it? The Knives Out movies and like who did it? Who done it?
I do love those, but I have not seen the Knives Out movies yet.
Oh, you haven't seen any?
Nope, on the list.
Oh, very
I just
good.
have not got
At
around to
least
them
the
yet.
first one is very good.
Yeah, I heard.
Second one, it's okay.
Just
Yeah, I
cash
think
grab maybe.
Well, they're coming out with a third one, but it's just like a whole new cast, and it's like, all right, it's kind of like what we said with M Night Shyamalan. You're like, all right, what's the twist?
Mm-hmm.
You know, who
Gotcha.
did it? You know,
How they gonna do it this time?
yeah. Or Knives Out, like, it's like I went into that not knowing anything about it. I'm like, okay, what? Oh, okay. It's like a
Mhm.
murder mystery.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Let's see. What comes to mind? Have you seen The Mist?
No.
Okay, Stephen King.
Okay.
I don't know if you want me to spoil this for you. Do you ever plan on watching The Mist?
No.
Do you know what the premise is at all?
What is that? The whole town has a mist and it's killing people.
Yeah,
And
so if you're basically
I remember them being in. I've seen bits and pieces of movies
Okay.
enough that I kind of know. It's like they were in a grocery store at one point.
yeah,
and
there's some people that are in a grocery store, others
hiding
are in like a
out.
church, in a mall.
But if you go outside, you
Yeah,
die.
there's like creatures like out in the mist that are like killing people.
Gotcha.
But which is it's a really cool movie. And when Stephen King did the book, I'm trying to remember how he did his ending. I think it was kind of like, hey, everybody's like lives and it's a good ending, happy ending.
Yeah.
When they did the movie, the main character, he has like his wife and I think like 2 kids, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've seen it, but there's a couple kids, and he like looks at his hand. He's got a gun and it only has like a couple bullets in it. And he's like, the car runs out of gas, so they're now stuck in the middle of this mist in like their car, and all of a sudden, like exterior shot, the husband, you just see 3 bullets, like gunshots go off.
Okay.
And he gets out. He just killed his wife, killed both of his kids, and he basically was going to get out of the car to let the demons or whatever creatures kill him. And within like that minute,
the mist lifts.
The military shows up, like clearing out the fucking creatures and like the mist and everything's rising. Yeah, so he basically If he would have waited for like another minute, they all could have survived. I'm like, damn, that's sweet. Which even Stephen King was like, fuck, that ending's way better than mine. Yeah. So that's one that always sticks out for me.
That kind of reminds me of. Did you ever see? It's not a movie, but it's a TV show, Midnight Mass.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
I really like
they
that.
All kind of
the
like,
vampires.
Yeah, he's like, well, I get bit. Fuck it, I'm going out and like the blazing glory, literally just to go out in the sun. Just, so nobody else can. It dies.
Yeah, it dies with them. Yeah. That was a really cool show.
Yeah, very cool show.
I feel like that got like a lot of shit. I think a lot of people were like, ugh.
Well, I think it was like the whole religious aspect of it.
Yeah.
And it came out around Easter too, so it was very, very heavily religious.
Yeah.
It
was fucking dope though.
Either give you bad vibes, like, I remember that Catholic masses.
Yeah.
PTSD, as I'm a recovering Catholic myself.
Yeah. That was a really good one. I mean, there's an obvious one, right? Sixth Sense.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, he's dead the whole time.
He's dead the whole time. Nobody saw that coming.
Some people didn't see that coming.
You saw that coming?
I did. You know what? I never had that spoiled for me.
Don't lie to us.
I swear I didn't. I watched it like long after. I was on it on a VHS, and I was like, halfway through, I'm like, he's probably dead the whole time. And it was like, oh, okay.
You didn't have nobody spoil it for you?
No.
Nobody said anything?
Surprisingly, I had nobody spoil that movie for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel like usually I'm pretty good about guessing how the ending goes, but I was too caught up in the story. It didn't even occur to me. And I was plumb surprised by the ending. Yeah.
I did read a synopsis of a theory for like Fight Club.
Okay, go on.
That Marla never existed either.
Yeah, I did read that one as well.
Yeah.
That
was weird.
Yeah, the whole thing was just completely
all made up in his head.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's also a really fucking cool story and a great fucking ending.
Yeah. I think just the whole city blowing up and holding hands.
So. I did hear that somehow there's like a Chinese version of the film, and they made it to where like a happy ending. Like they didn't blow up the buildings and all that.
Yeah, that is true because they had Chinese government didn't like the whole the ending of it.
Yeah.
So they put a happy ending on it.
Yeah. And
not a good
and Chuck's like, cool, wow, look at this. Everyone survived. Wow, what a happy ending. Yay. So good. Yay. Yeah, that was a good one.
There's good ones. I mean, there's some bad endings too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's a ton.
Yeah.
What's
ones that fell off halfway through the movie?
Oh yeah. What's anything coming to mind?
So one that fell off like halfway through the movie. I thought premise was awesome going into it. The first half was awesome. What was it called? It was Will Smith as a superhero.
Oh, the Hancock?
Yeah, Hancock.
I mean, I saw it a long time ago. I feel like I remember it being like a pretty decent movie.
Yeah, he's just like, all right, I'm an alien but a superhero, but like I don't give a shit anymore, and I'm just like,
Yeah, he's just
wasted
like,
away.
yeah,
And
drunk
then
and being an asshole.
all of a sudden, Charlize Theron's like shows up, and she's like another one of the aliens. But then it's a it 180 is the whole movie at that point, and I'm like, it just was a bad ending. It's like I just turned it off. Like,
I don't even remember what even happens at the end.
I don't know. I just remember it being so bad that I was like, all right, I'm out.
Sheesh, I'm trying to think of off the top of my head which movies I like. I know, like I rarely will ever shut movies off.
I'll fight through most of them. But
Yeah, I mean there was one called Redneck Zombies that was so bad that I shut it off. But
that's
that was
bad.
yeah,
It's not like
it was a trauma film.
It's not like
like
I hated the ending of that.
Yeah. Man, I can't believe I don't know. Nothing's coming to mind. I know there's a lot of times that same situation. The movie was really cool, and then when you get to the ending, you're like, oh man, you really fucked this up.
Yeah.
You should have did it this way, which I'm pretty good about doing. I'm like, you fucking assholes. I think typically most of the time I'm just like, this movie just blows.
Yeah, it kind of ruins a movie. But
Yeah, it's only like by the time if it gets to the ending, I'm like, yeah, whatever.
yeah, I mean, there's one movie right we both just recently saw. What, it might be too spoilery. I don't know.
Wait for Joker?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't say anything yet.
Well, people just complaining about it being bad. I'm like, it wasn't bad.
Oh yeah, so all right, we can talk about this. Yeah, from what I heard.
But people hate the ending.
Oh, see, I didn't hear that people hated the ending.
Yeah.
I heard that people hated it because it's like, I guess, technically a musical.
Oh, if that's the reason, you should have watched the trailer because that's what it was.
Okay, see, I never saw the trailer,
Okay.
but everyone was saying that like, oh, it's a fucking musical. And to be honest, I didn't know. Just over the last week, I found out like a lot of people don't like musicals.
I don't, but knowing it was a musical going in, it lessened the
Kind
blow
of
a little
changed.
bit. Yeah.
Okay.
I just hate it like all of a sudden people will start singing. No no music around. It's not like I have the boombox and start singing, to whatever music.
Well, sometimes in that movie they did there was a record playing and then they were kind of singing, but other times it was just kind of showing up.
Like, not to spoil anything, but it is from even like the first movie, which I think we could spoil from
yeah.
a couple of years older, and now there's a sequel. But it was all in his head. So I can go with that like, okay, a musical number, a whole Broadway production is in his head.
There is
So
definitely a for sure scene that he is kind of making up the scenario in his head that he's having his own musical too.
But you're like West Side Story. They're just like, oh, I'm in a bodega, and then I'm going to start singing.
Yeah.
And the whole orchestra starts playing, but nobody, where is it coming from?
But here's the difference though. In musicals, like everybody's like dancing around with them.
Yeah.
And singing and all this shit's happening, where like in this, like that shit wasn't really happening. It was just like those two.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So I guess I don't know. I guess it's still technically a musical. Like I said, people were just pissing on that.
Well, they did the same thing with the Willy Wonka movie that came out like
Oh
last
yeah,
year. It was like-
yeah. I
but I'm
watched
like,
it.
Yeah,
It was.
the first one was a fucking musical too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you not expect it to be a musical?
Oh yeah. Somebody also mentioned that they were pissed that they made the Joker gay, is what they said. And I'm like, he is definitely not gay. There's one scene in there that is a forced thing, and
Yeah,
it's
It's
not.
a 20-second thing.
Yeah, and it's not. He's not gay at all. But there's like, ugh, they're just making
Well, that's like
Joker an F word because
like
of this.
the people bitching about Brokeback Mountain, right?
Yeah, which actually that was a really good movie.
It was a really good movie. There was barely
Yeah.
I've seen better sex scenes on Skinamax than I have in that movie.
On Pornhub.
Yeah, well, Pornhub, yeah, definitely.
Oh, I think it's meant between two dudes.
It's between two guys.
Yeah.
I don't judge.
Yeah.
No, it was it was like, oh my god, it's all this gay sex in this movie, and it's like, it's just one dude like right behind another dude's back, and that was it. Like, they don't show anything. It's like,
Yeah.
not that I have to show anything, but it's also like, it was just implied. I'm like, all right, cool. But that was the whole point of the movie. Was
Yeah,
that they were gay
it's-
and they're trying to hide it.
Yes, exactly.
If you didn't know about that going in,
You're a fucking idiot.
yeah.
What about TV shows? Like, what's some like TV shows that you're like, You spend all this time watching the whole series, and then you get to the finale, and you're like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
The whole okay, because there's a lot of them I dropped off of.
I mean, there's a lot of
but
shows
I
that
put in a lot of time on.
there's a bunch I did stop watching, but it's either when there was like a writer's strike, and I just kind of never went back, and
Yeah.
things like that. But okay,
All
well,
right, so big one for me was Walking Dead.
okay, so you dropped off, or you went all the way?
I dropped off when literally everybody else dropped off, but I was moving and lost cable, so I couldn't keep up with it.
Okay, how many seasons are there?
God, I don't know. I think there's like 10 of them now.
And when about did you?
I think
like,
just finished like last year,
okay, and then like when about did you fall off?
about season 5 or 6. So
Oh.
I was deeply committed,
Oh yeah.
but there were a lot of like retrospectively thinking about it, I was like, there were a lot of weeks where I'm like, all right, if this one's not good, I'm done. And then it was like, okay, well that's a good one. And then 3 more weeks go by, and it's like,
I think that's how they get you. As long as they get like one
But it
good one
just
every
drug
couple
out to a
episodes,
little too long, and I'm like, oh,
which I fucking hate.
they want to be like comics, so I get that, but like then you take liberties and then make characters super annoying, and
Yeah.
it's like I just was like, you know what, I'm done.
We just got too far along.
And
And it's like,
everybody's
I don't
like-
care anymore.
Yeah, everybody just had the same thing, and just like literally everybody dropped off when one character got killed. And
Okay.
it wasn't like okay,
Around season 5, you said
yeah,
6, somewhere
yeah,
in
I
there.
don't remember the exact number, but yeah,
Okay, so
But-
about halfway through the series.
halfway through the series.
Okay,
And now they're like, they're coming out with like a 3rd spin-off of that show.
I was gonna say I thought they already had like at least a spinoff.
They have like, yeah, they try to do the one that was like, what happens before, like
To
you
lead up
watch
to-
the virus spread or whatever,
Right.
and that was kind of cool for that, but I don't know, that was like too, like I didn't even make it through the full season on that one. I was like, you know what, I'm kind of done. I'm over it.
I remember hearing Moldavort bitching about like the last season that was out because I remember like when that came out, he was watching it and he's like, "Oh my gosh, this is such trash." He's like, "But I have to watch it because I'm already this
Just
far
committed.
invested." Yeah.
There were a lot of CW superhero shows that I had to do that with.
Okay.
They were just like
Like what was like Flash.
Flash, Green Arrow,
Okay.
Supergirl. Like it just got to the point where it's like, okay, we'll turn into villain of the week, and then it's like everybody else has superpowers now. Like if you're a sidekick, you get a superpower. It's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? Like I guess like I get it, you get your liberties, but it's like I just can't have the same B, C, D, like not even those level villains be in the show. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, this guy was in the comics one time, and now he's the big bad for the year.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? And
Yeah,
I get it, like
they running out of ideas, so they're
Well,
like, "Let's do this."
like the Flash was a perfect example. Great show when it first started, but the problem was they burned through all the A-list villains because
Oh,
I get it, like, oh, we don't know if we're coming back for a second season, so like let's just shoot our shot. But like, then you bring them back, it's like, oh well,
we already saw this.
yeah.
So
It's just like just became so formulaic. I'm like, I'm just checked out. Like,
Yep.
I'm done.
I OD'd on Marvel and DC and all that other shit, like superheroes, just a long time ago.
Okay.
I haven't seen probably 3/4 of the movies that have been out.
Have you seen Endgame?
No,
Okay.
I never watched any of the Avenger movies. I didn't see any of the Thors. I think I saw the first 3 X-Men. I saw the first 2 Spider-Mans.
Okay.
I saw the first Hulk.
Edward Norton or
No,
Eric
Mark
Bana?
or
Eric-
Ruffalo.
Well, no, Ruffalo was in the Marvel movies, so you haven't seen.
Okay, so it wasn't that one.
Eric
Okay.
Bana is.
No, so then it was the Norton one. It wasn't the other guy. It was Norton that I saw.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
saw
no-
that one.
Norton quit, and he was supposed to be it, and then Mark Ruffalo took over.
Gotcha. Okay, so then yeah, I saw the Norton one.
Okay.
I saw Logan. That was really cool.
Yeah.
And then the Deadpool movies, and I think that's pretty much.
Yeah.
I've never
those
seen
weren't
anything
in
else.
The same, I guess. I don't know. Nerd out. It's not the same universe.
Yeah.
So like when they started with Iron Man and the Hulk, those were in that same universe. So.
Did I say the first Iron Man? Because I did
I
see
think
that.
so,
I
yeah,
saw the
yeah.
first one.
First-
Yes, but
yeah.
I haven't seen like any of the other ones.
Fair enough.
I did watch the new Deadpool with Wolverine.
Okay.
That was fun.
So yeah, you might have got some cameos and some of them that made
Right.
no sense to you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I knew who all those characters are because I grew up like
Right.
with like all of the Marvel shit. Like I loved it as a kid. Like I have a book I'll show you after we're done recording of like old school Marvel cards that are like
nice.
mint
Oh,
condition.
yeah. Sweet.
So I knew who those cameo characters were.
Okay.
But I just.
But it was like a lot of more from those early X-Men movies and.
I think let's see. As far as the shows go, I watched Luke Cage.
Okay.
That was cool. I watched that one.
Those were always cool. Daredevil was very good.
I watched partial episodes when I was living with Moldavort because like I'd be in and out of the house leaving, and then he was watching it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, which I thought Daredevil was, at least the show, the way they did it was really silly. Just like because of being blind, and like I get the whole thing, but I'm like, it's just too fucking accurate to be like a blind dude.
Yeah,
and it's just really easy to make jokes on.
Superheroes.
Yeah.
You gotta like turn your brain off.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. I didn't watch any like Flash or Green Arrow or none of those other ones.
You're not missing anything.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. And now I think I'm way too far in to fucking watch like 45 like Marvel movies to catch up.
Yeah, I mean they have the YouTube videos that are out there. Like, here's everything that happened.
Yeah.
in 20 minutes, but
right.
But it's yeah, for a lot. I mean, I'm one of those nerds that will like sit there and watch everything that is out there, but like it is time consuming. It's like I won't ever go back.
Oh yeah,
watch it.
I'm sure there's probably somebody listening to us right now and probably like swearing up and down like, Tony, you fucking idiot. Endgame was so good.
Endgame was very good.
You gotta go fucking watch it. Right, guys. One of you guys are probably saying that right now.
Yeah,
it's too late for me.
That's fine.
I'm too far gone.
It's fine.
I don't have that much time.
It's fine. You have to watch a lot of shitty horror movies.
I need horror movies. Yeah, I gotta fill my space with horror movies. Yeah. Okay, so complete sidetrack.
Yeah, so TV shows that fell off.
Right.
Do you have any?
Well, TV show. I mean, there's a bunch that I stopped watching. Supernatural is one. Did you watch Supernatural at all?
No, you know what? That was one of those like same thing with the Marvel one. It was like I toyed around with the idea, but it was already 10 seasons, and I'm like, I don't. That's too many seasons. I'm good.
Yeah. So I watched it from the beginning. And I've actually kind of rewatched through the series a couple times, but not all the way through. Like, I watched it.
No time to watch anything else.
Yeah, well, so I mean, this is forever ago, but
Yeah.
like, I like watched it all the way up to like, let's say like, I don't know, 4 seasons, and then like I would start dating somebody, and like, dude, you gotta check out this show, and then we'd start from the beginning, and then by the time that like it's up to like 7 seasons. Then like we're not hanging out anymore, right? And then I end up dating somebody else. I'm like, oh, dude, you gotta check out the show. Or I'm like with a friend. I got 2 of my buddies like hooked on it, and so like starting from the beginning.
Yeah.
And then it's up to like season 9, and then like it got to I think season 10, and then like they had like a mid break because I think there was like
the writer's strike
going on, and I kind of paused, and I'm like, all right, well, whenever that comes back, I'll get back into it. But then life went on, and I just kind of forgot. I never did.
Yeah.
And then they had 15 seasons.
But a lot of sci-fi
4.5 more
shows have
seasons.
that. They last too long. Like they just
Yeah.
Too long.
Yeah.
Like,
There was no reason for it to be 15 seasons, but one of my buddies that I showed it to, they watched all 15. They're like, it was sick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're gonna have those people who are obsessed with the show, and that's fine. Like there was a lot of shows I liked, and then there were shows that I turned as like, well, I'm this committed to it, so it's just like, all right, well, it's just routine. Like, okay, it's that time of the week, just watch these shows, and I'm like,
I mean, I heard that like at least the Supernatural had like a dope finale.
Oh sure,
I guess
they had 15 years.
Yeah, well, that's the same dude, Scott Kripke. It's the same dude that did The Boys.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So
awesome.
I love The Boys.
Yeah,
I watch every season. I'm really hoping he's not going to turn this into a 15-season show.
No, he already said that it is 1 more season.
Oh, okay. Because there's 4 out. So
4 out. I think it was either 5 or 6.
Yeah, and I think the last time I looked it up, I think that we're not even going to get it next year. I think it's going to be in 26.
What are they going to do? Another spinoff of Gen Z then?
Maybe. They might. Which that season was actually really cool too.
Yeah. Okay, so this will be the last season. Is number 5.
Okay, does it say like looking to be 2 years from now? Oh, it's not Scott Kripke. I think it's Eric Kripke.
Eric Kripke. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't say anything about what the release date is.
No, that's fine. We don't have to waste the whole episode.
Yeah, we'll let you know when it comes out.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. It is mid 2026.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit, dude.
Well, do a rewatch right beforehand.
Yeah, the whole fucking thing.
Why not?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's been forever since I even seen the first season. So
shout out. It's not to plug anybody else's YouTube channel, but there is a guy who does it's called Man Recaps. He does great with those. It's like he'll do it by season, so you watch a 2-minute video and he'll here's everything that happened in the season
and just recap
and recap it literally leading up to the re-release or the new season or whatever.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah,
nice. Well, I mean, and also, I guess speaking of, there's a lot of controversy on this finale, and also people like Moldavort and other people would go back and rewatch. I think Dave included going back and rewatching season after season. Game of Thrones.
I didn't have a problem with it, to be honest with you.
The finale?
Yeah,
I didn't really have a huge issue with it either.
It was. I
mean, I get where people were pissed, but I didn't really care that much.
But even in retrospective, I'm like, okay, do we spoil it?
Yo, fuck yeah, we do.
Okay,
yeah, absolutely, yeah. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
All right, so everybody else was a piece of garbage that didn't deserve the throne.
Yeah, and
there are a lot better characters. That Bran Stark was an awful character.
Well,
he didn't do anything for half the show.
Yeah, and the thing is too is that it's one of those things that he knew that he could become king if certain things fell into line, right?
Yeah, he had superpowers.
That's right. So it's I'm
Nobody
saying
else had superpowers.
Right. So that was also what was his name? Tyrion?
Yeah.
He's the one that was his vote was for Bran, right? And I think because of the abilities he had.
Right.
But also I think that Bran was
hey, we're all pieces of shit and he's not.
Yeah, well no, I think that he purposely there was a point in the show where he saw that Daenerys is burning down the King's Landing and didn't do anything to try to warn King's Landing and I think that letting all of those fucking people die, and there was also shit that with Snow that I feel in order for all of this to happen is for him to become king.
Right.
So is that a dick move to let all of those people die to become king?
I mean, if you know that's the way you became king.
I guess. I mean, he's well, I'm a fucking paraplegic and basically Professor X.
Almost, basically, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I know people were super
Jon
pissed.
Snow didn't want the throne.
Right.
I don't want it. He's the only one that deserved it.
Right.
No, I don't want it.
Yeah, because I think they're wanting for Daenerys to be his queen, right?
Well, no.
It's been so long
she
since
was gone by that. She
oh,
died
okay. I can remember.
At the very end, yeah. No, he just never wanted it. He's just
yeah.
I just want to live my life. I don't want. It's too much drama. I see when it happened.
Right.
They corrupted her. So
yep.
I don't want that. You could have it.
Yeah. I also felt there was a bunch of shit that was just kind of left open.
Yeah, I mean, that happens with a massive cast like that.
Yeah, that was my issue. Listen, don't get me wrong. I liked Game of Thrones. I didn't love Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah. I don't even know half the characters.
Dude, there's so many characters.
Well,
too many characters.
Yeah, I started giving nicknames that one guy who's with Daenerys. Captain Friendzone. That's literally what I called him every week.
The bagel would definitely know his name.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I don't remember everybody's names.
Yeah, too many names, too many weird names.
Right.
You're Captain Friendzone because you just follow her and no matter what, even though you wanted to sleep with her the entire time.
Yep. Oh, I know who you're talking about. The older dude.
Yeah.
The
beard.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Okay. So then also, the one thing that I thought for sure. So, actually, I was a little annoyed. Is the Cersei? Is that Joffrey's mom? Jaime's sister. He was banging his sister.
What was her name?
Is that her name?
Cersei Lannister.
Is it okay? Also, I feel like they could have gave her a way more harsh killing than just being fucking buried under a bunch of rocks, from
That's
the
true,
thing collapsing.
But I think it's one of those, you built it up so much. How else do you kill her?
I don't know, something
And
cooler
who
than that.
deserves to kill her?
Well, that's for the writing room, or fucking take a fucking survey on it for your fans. If you have no ideas, all they have to do is post something on like a website and go, "Give me your ideas."
Well,
Best
they still
one goes
haven't
in.
finished it.
Huh?
The books aren't finished yet.
I heard that fucking
George
Martin's
Ray-
dragging ass, so they had to do their own shit.
Yeah, George Railroad Martin is
Yeah.
not doing his job.
But it's also, well, speaking of too, I heard that the dudes that were doing this last season of Game of Thrones also got offered to do the new Star Wars shit. So I feel like they were trying to rush through this, to fucking knock it out, get it done, so we can get into the Star Wars biz.
So from what I remember, they were talking to George and said like, "Hey, like this is the ending. Cool. We're just gonna write it for you, like just for TV. You know."
Yeah, you can do
purposes.
whatever you want to do with the book,
Yeah.
but
And then they did get the offer from Star Wars, but then Game of Thrones came out and there was such backlash, they did not get hired for Star Wars.
oh, for real?
Yeah,
Interesting.
they got pulled from Star Wars. They're like, nope.
You really fucked this up.
Yeah.
That goes to show you, folks. Don't cut corners.
Yeah, do your job.
Yeah, and do it well, especially when you have a million people
Well, I mean,
waiting
like,
to see.
It's also one of those. The same thing with like the Cersei Lannister death. It's like, how else are you gonna end it? Because you'll give it to whoever else. There's always gonna be somebody who's pissed off about
You
that.
could have done something really cool, like I don't know, that she happens to be like running away,
Well,
and
that's
then
another
like
one,
cuts around a corner when someone's swinging a sword and it accidentally like decapitates her. That would have been way cooler.
Oh, like Jamie did it like in a he was
Right.
fighting the other guy.
Yeah,
and then, like, all of a sudden,
exactly.
like he just swung back and then boom.
Look at that. We just fucking wrote a better fucking death scene for a series.
HBO, pay us.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, dude. They could have been way more creative. I feel like
Yeah.
they just fucking rushed it. So then good for them. Fuck them. Fuck them and not making the fucking Star Wars money. Fuck
It's
you
okay.
guys.
There's good Star Wars out there and there's bad Star Wars.
I don't watch Star Wars, so it's okay. But it's all for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else you got?
Bad
shows?
Bad shows. Oh,
Is
God.
there any like? I know there was another big boy.
What?
Sopranos. Did you watch Sopranos?
Yeah. I just watched it for the first time like 2-3 years ago.
All the way through. Okay.
Because it was one of those
Jinx.
I didn't have. You owe me a Coke. No, it was one of those I didn't have cable back in the day, or when I did have cable, I didn't get to sit down and watch it, and I have to watch it from beginning to end. And there was too many breaks, and then I wasn't about to buy $50 DVDs. You know?
Yeah.
So it took me years to finally like, all right, I'm sitting down.
But
and
it's
watching
finally
it.
on like
Yeah.
Showtime or Max
Oh, yeah,
or whatever
yeah.
it was.
So it was like,
yeah.
oh, it's streaming, and I have no excuse now. Cool.
Yep.
Awesome.
And so, what do you feel about that ending?
It was okay. Like,
Mhm.
well, that I saw the ending before I saw the show, like all the way.
Okay,
through.
so you
like I
already knew.
remember the ending when it happened the night it like aired. So I kind of went downstairs and looked at it and was like, oh, okay, cool. You know, like my dad was watching it, and I was like,
Mhm.
all right, that's fine. I was like, open ended. Is he dead? He's not. I mean, he's dead and everything, and I don't think he survives that.
Well, and that's why I think that there's like so many like theories. There's like the guy that's in like the members only jacket could be the guy that's actually trying to kill Tony or does kill Tony.
Yeah.
Or it's Death just hanging out because he knows that Tony's about to die.
Right.
But then they also sidetrack you with this guy that's got like his like hat like tilted over his face. You know, you don't know who he is.
Who killed him?
Right.
And then, from what he said, the director, he's like, I shot it the way, like, so
What
you the
Tony's
viewer.
seeing, yeah,
Yeah.
his POV.
Yeah.
So when the bell rings on the door,
Yeah.
and then he looks up, it's wife AJ, and then right
Black.
before Meadow walks in, it's Black. Like, oh, it's somebody walking in and
Yeah.
just capping on, which also I think is supposed to be like an homage to like Godfather,
I guess.
because like a whole like diner killing scene, I think.
What,
or
for
it's
the
or
first
the
Godfather?
nervous scene. I don't know if it's Godfather or no, maybe there's somebody else in Sopranos that also got picked off in a diner in front of the family. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah, once again, there's so many characters.
Yeah, but there was a whole thing because like Christopher, when he had that dream, he's like in hell. He's like, it was a warning about 3:00.
Yeah.
Tony gets shot at 3:00, so it's almost like Christopher had a premonition of Tony's death.
Oh, now I can remember a show. I didn't get to watch it because once again I didn't get caught up to everything.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody hated the ending. Lost.
Oh yeah. So I only watched the first like 7 episodes. I was like, dude, this shit blows. I'm not watching this.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I've heard literally everybody be pissed about the ending.
I knew the ending, or knew of the ending, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit here and watch it. And then I was starting to get into it. Like I said, like you said, I watched a few episodes. And then, girl I was dating at the time, she spoiled everything for me. Like, you hear rumors because it was so popular at the time. It's like, oh, this sucks because this happened, or but like you don't know what the context of it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, she just straight up spoiled everything. I'm like, cool.
To be a dick?
No, she didn't mean it.
Oh.
Like, she was an idiot, so she didn't know either. She's like, oh, I thought you've seen it. I'm like, no, this is the first time I'm watching it. Fuck off.
Oh man, that would piss me off.
Yeah.
But from what I heard, everyone said the show was just all right. Everyone was just kept waiting to see what was going to happen.
One of those, everybody said it was so good for so many seasons, and
then it fell off.
I'm watching Dexter for the same reason. Dexter was another one that apparently had a bad ending, and I'm like, it was a great show.
The last season I watched was 5.
Watching, yeah, I'm just about finished with season 2.
Okay, is this your first time watching?
First time watching. Well, I picked it up and put it down so many times with season 1 that I finally was like, all right, I'm just gonna
push through it.
Yeah.
So season 4 I really loves. Okay. That one's got John Lithgow as like the guest star for like that season.
The Trinity Killer. I know of.
Okay.
Something.
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
It's one of those. I got it spoiled for me, but it's
no. It's okay.
Like even the Red Wedding got kind of spoiled for me.
For Game of Thrones.
Well, I knew of the Red Wedding. I didn't know the context of it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then I heard there was like an episode where everybody dies.
Yeah.
Like, oh. That must be the Red Wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
The 4th season was just my favorite, and then the 5th season, is the last season I watcght.
Okay.
But
I think there's 6 or 7.
I think so. I don't even know why I didn't finish watching it. Wow. Wait. All right. So hold on. I think I remember hearing
they had. All right. So
was there already like a spinoff?
There was a spinoff after season.
And it was supposed to be to let him actually kind of to give you like a better ending or something.
Yeah, and then it's apparently another spinoff season.
Oh, jeez.
They're like, all right, it's now present time.
Yeah.
So he's still alive like 20 years later.
Oh my god.
It's like, how'd you feel about Breaking
Bad? So I loved Breaking Bad the whole way through.
Okay.
This is gonna sound really terrible. And then what was there 5 seasons?
Yeah.
Okay, so season 5 was split into 2. So when the 5th season, I watched the first half.
Okay.
Then there was a break, or that was the writers' strike.
Fuck you, Strider.
Actually, the Strider's a dope band. Used to be a dope band. But then the final season, the second half, finally came out. I never watched it.
Oh.
Not that I didn't want to, just life was moving, and I just didn't go back. And I'm like, well, it's already too late, and I forgot what happened in 5, and I didn't really feel like rewatching shit, so I just never watched it.
I binged it the last like month and a half or before. Like I know the ending. I started DVRing the last season. Everything else is on Netflix, so I just started binging. And
okay.
I waited.
Might as well.
4:00 in the morning, and the night of the finale, I finally watched the finale.
Okay, so Lost, they were all apparently dead the whole time.
Yes.
Right? Dexter, do you know what the finale was for that? Why it was so shitty? Just that basic. Yeah, I heard that like.
And he took the body with him on a boat.
And I think he just tossed the body off because she was like a vegetable or something,
okay.
and then he basically just threw her off and killed her.
So
he got away with it, I guess.
Weird relationship too, like because I also knew they dated in real life. For like the entirety of the show.
Interesting.
So you see him on red carpet.
It's a whole Joe Dirt situation. Okay, and then the Breaking Bad. I don't remember what happened. I remember being spoiled, obviously, but I don't remember like what actually happened.
So, Jesse got away.
Okay.
Walt comes in, and I mean, there's a lot more to it, but like Jesse, I don't know where you got left off it though. That's the problem.
I mean, I'm not gonna watch it. But
okay.
Like, yeah. So he got
somewhere in the 5th season, like Nazis. that were
Okay.
trying to make him cook the meth.
Okay.
And there was what is his name? Jesse Plemons' character. He befriended Jesse, I guess, on the show.
Okay.
Like Jesse Plemons is the actor.
Yeah.
We called he had a nickname of Meth Damon because he looks just like a Matt Damon.
Nice.
You know, if you saw him, you would know who he was.
Okay.
So he takes him to his uncle's Nazi farm or whatever, where they're like, "Hey, make meth." Walt shows up with like automatic rifle out of the trunk and just shoots everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse gets down so he doesn't get shot. Walt eventually gets shot and then kind of like bleeds out
And then dies.
and dies.
Okay.
Like it was a good ending. I had a better ending.
Go on.
I wanted the Departed ending.
Just everybody's out.
Well, Jesse shoots Walt. Walt's bleeding out, but then Jesse shoots himself because there was nothing for him to live for. At that point, his girlfriend all of his girlfriends are dead.
Yeah.
The one kid he cared for at the end died.
Uh-huh.
The Nazis or somebody killed him, so it was like that's done. And then Walt just was a piece of shit to him the entire time. So it's like, cool, you
Basically
bleed out,
everybody.
but watch me die.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That sounds like it would be a dope ending.
yeah.
Look at that. All right, 2 for 2. We're writing this shit, dude. It's too late, but we're doing it.
Well, they did a spin-off movie of Jesse's ending, which is okay.
Interesting. I've never even heard of this.
El Camino.
Okay.
They released it 2-3 years afterwards.
Hmm.
It was okay.
Yeah. I've never even heard of it, so I
it's
imagine it probably didn't
That's
get
a
that
show
big.
you should probably go back and watch.
Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
But now I already know the ending.
Well, so I know the ending of shows, and I want to go back and watch
It's
them.
only probably like there was probably like 8 episodes a season. And I'm only missing out on like probably like 8 episodes.
You're probably missing about 4 or 8. Yeah, 4
or 4.
4
Yeah.
or 6 episodes.
Yeah. Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Shows. Didn't you mention something about game shows?
Game shows. Yeah. So I wrote this down as a topic, like idea of like maybe for down the road or whatever, but we could do it. What's a game show you always wanted to be on, like as a kid or
Oh, jeez. Okay.
adult?
Kid. Oh, for sure. Like Double Dare.
Double Dare,
Yeah.
for sure.
Get all that goop. Or that
Was there ever a Dare?
slime.
Like, was there like a original version of that, or was it always called?
No,
Double
it's just
Dare?
called Double Dare.
Okay.
Yeah, there wasn't just a dare.
Yeah.
That's just to get you off, keep you off drugs.
We all failed that one.
Guts.
Do you have it?
Do you have it? Back to you, Mo. Yeah, Guts was fucking sick.
How much do you want an aggro crack right now?
Oh man, that would be so cool. It'd be dope to just find one at a garage sale.
You can find them. They're on the internet.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
They probably have shitty ones on Amazon,
Oh, for sure.
but it's not the same. I want to find one like on Craigslist that was like
On
the
show.
winner from like 1994. He's like, this has been sitting in. This is in my parents' garage for the last 40
It's
years.
ruined my life.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I'll give you $5 for it.
Yeah, it's like the totem that like it was cursed from like
Yeah.
what is it, Brady Bunch?
Yeah. What about you?
Nick Arcade. I don't know if you remember Nick Arcade.
Dude, 100%.
I know it's just the green screen and you're
Yeah.
just jumping and like trying to match what's on the TV screen in front of you. But, like,
Right.
of course I want to be in a video game.
I thought it was so cool, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that was so awesome. Yeah, I just like, oh, here comes like the rat, and you had to like duck down,
Yeah.
and like the coin's up there, so you gotta like jump up and try to grab it. Dude, that shit was so cool.
Another one, Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Oh yeah, what team would you be on?
Blue Barracudas.
Blue Barracudas.
Because this is the first one that came to my mind.
Can we remember how many teams were there?
Was that 4 or 5?
4 or 5? What was it, like
Yeah.
Orange Parakeet?
It was Blue Monkey,
Well, you said Blue Barracuda.
Blue
so
Barracuda, Green Monkey,
Green Monkey,
Purple, and Red.
Sticky Punch.
Get that purple.
Yeah. Let's see. Blue Barracuda, Green Monkeys. I feel like there's like it was orange parrots or red parrots.
Yeah. I mean, everybody. I remember a bunch of people dressed as as a group for Halloween at like colleges and stuff because it was easier. Like, all right, just gotta get yellow helmet and then
Yeah, and then just a matching
t-shirt.
shirt. Yeah. Okay, I just pulled it up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So blue barracudas,
Okay.
green monkeys. There's the red jaguars.
Oh, that makes no sense.
Yeah. There's the orange iguanas. I knew there was an orange one. The purple parrots
Purple parrots.
and the silver snakes.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Red jaguars.
Yeah. You'd be a blue barracuda?
Yeah, that was the first one that popped in my head.
I'll do a orange iguana.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Orange is more your color.
Also, American Gladiators. If you're like old enough to be during that time, like an adult during like American Gladiators in the 90s.
I'm glad I wasn't because like those guys were roided up like crazy.
Dude, they're huge.
Have you ever seen those documentaries about that?
No.
Oh, they're pretty good. They're it's of course it's 80s, so they're like, yeah, we were on cocaine and steroids the entire tour.
I can imagine so.
Yeah. And they're like, why'd I get replaced? What else do I do with my life? It's
Yep.
like, go back to the gym, bro.
That would have been so cool though, just to fucking roll around in like that ball.
I remember when they used to sell the gladiator sticks as
Oh yeah,
you
like
know,
the jousting sticks.
the jousting sticks.
Yeah.
My mom definitely was like, "You're not getting one of those. 'Cause they'll destroy my house." I'm like, fair
I
enough.
might.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Any ones you want to be on as an adult?
Probably, I mean, game shows.
Yeah.
Like Family Feud for sure.
Oh yeah.
I would love to be on Family Feud.
Yeah. Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune, I would do absolutely.
Price is Right.
Price is Right. Although, is Drew Carey still doing that?
Drew Carey is still doing it.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool.
yeah.
Be like, hey, Drew, I'm also from Cleveland.
Yeah.
Cleveland
Oh,
rocks.
cool.
Yeah, great.
Spin the
Now
wheel,
let's,
asshole.
yeah, I don't care.
Oh, you went over $1. Goodbye.
Bye. Fuck off back to Cleveland.
My favorite, I don't know if you've ever seen it or not. It's Drew Carey, and it was girl won the prize. She's in a wheelchair, and she wins a treadmill.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing this clip. It's like, I know Bagel loves Jeopardy.
Yeah, I'm too dumb for Jeopardy. Straight up.
I do love
Even
trivia and
categories
shit
I
like
know,
that.
I'm like, I tense up after like be put on the spot.
Yeah, I think I would do pretty good, but I think Bagel would kick my ass.
Oh, Bagel definitely would kick your ass.
Yeah.
He's been watching Jeopardy every night for 30
Yeah.
years.
It's like, I'm gonna go to the Richland, have a few, and watch Jeopardy. I'm like, all right,
Yeah, I've literally been with him, and it's like, shut up, Jeopardy's on. What the fuck, dude?
it's just fucking Jeopardy, dude.
Yeah, who cares? It's on all episode too. You've seen it.
Yeah. Trying to think of what other.
What about reality game shows like Survivor?
Oh,
uh,
interesting.
Ink Master. And...
So, well, I mean, I fucking
Yeah,
love
yeah.
tattoos, but I don't know how to tattoo.
Would you want to be on there to get a tattoo?
It
is a free tattoo.
Yes, because and here's my point is I already have a bunch of dumb tattoos. I would just be like, here, just put it like in the back of my calf or like my inner calf or something.
Right.
That no one's like really gonna see unless I'm wearing like shorts or whatever. But like it's also on the inside, so it's not, you know.
Well, if you have more TV time to tell them you want a rib tattoo, and they're like, "Oh, we don't want to do a rib tattoo."
Yeah,
Every week it's like,
yeah.
"Oh, he's got. Why do I get stuck with a rib tattoo?" And
Yeah,
then,
they
"You
talk
want
him out of it.
Yeah. I'll put it here. It's like,
Well, let's put it on your thigh. It'll look way cooler. It's like, okay.
no, I want a head tattoo. Fuck off.
I do love that show though.
It is a great show.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
am
so
definitely hooked on.
formulaic.
Oh yeah, I'm still hooked on it though.
Oh yeah.
I still love watching it. You know, as cool as watching like Alone and like Naked and Afraid and all those are, I'm not like super survival savvy.
I'm not either.
I mean, I guess if I had to, I would. But if it comes down to competition where I know I can just fucking leave at any time, that's gonna kind of take it out of me. I'm like, fuck this. I'm going home.
Yeah.
I want to go home and watch Ink Master.
I wish I was an Ink Master.
Yeah, this is the worst game show ever. I'm trying to think of what other some like sweet. Do you remember like I think we've already did talk about this like those like early 2000s like we did talk about these already like the game shows. There was like Next and like Rune Raiders
Singled out.
Oh, Singled Out. Whoa, That is a throwback. I
throwback.
forgot about that.
I always wanted to be on that one.
Yeah.
Especially when they did the Boy Meets World episode.
Oh yeah. And it was it Jenny McCarthy? That was like one of her starts.
That was her start. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jenny McCarthy and then Carmen Electra.
Yeah.
That's the replacement.
That's right. Dude, I forgot about Singled Out. That was sweet.
Yeah.
Would you ever go on one of those like dating ones? Like it's like one like hot chick that's trying to choose between like
like the
20
Bachelorette?
dudes. Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah. I'm sure it'd suck, but here's the fun part is like just go on it and just fucking cause chaos on purpose.
So I had
That's
this
also how you get your own spin-off, dude.
I had this conversation like years ago about like being on the Real World or whatever. It was like, it was like, they told me, my buddies were like, you'd be like the worst contestant on there. Like you're not causing drama. It's like, no, I would just be all low key, and then one night have all of you guys come over and house destruction party. Out of the blue, just like, what the fuck? You invited a bunch of fucking kids and house destruction party. Fuck it.
Let's go.
Yeah, as long as I'm not getting charged for it, I don't care.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, would they charge you for that shit?
I would imagine it's probably in a contract.
I'm sure probably if you're purposely breaking shit.
House, yeah.
Damn, that sucks. Yeah, they just sue you for everything. There's got to be some sort of loophole that you could go. You just talk to one of the guys, like the producers, and go, listen, this is fucking boring.
Yeah.
Let me add some excitement, but I want it in writing that I'm not going to get charged for breaking shit.
Right.
But I'm going to get this
like,
show nice and juicy, dude. Yeah.
It's like, we just went to that. We came back from the club, and there's a bunch of like dirty punks in the house.
Yeah. Just smashing shit everywhere. Yeah. Toilets busted with this baseball bat. Oh man, that would be so fun to do.
That would be the best episode of TV.
What do you think would be like? Obviously, they had all these shows where they had people like in a single house, right? It was like all the Italians, right? There was the Jersey Shore thing, like all the Dagos, and then
there was like spin-offs of that, I'm guessing.
And what was like the not Road Rules, but like the one after that was kind of the same thing, right?
Well, that was Real World.
Real World, that's what I was
Road
thinking
Rules
of.
was they were in a RV.
Yeah, traveling.
Actually had to go do like activities.
Yeah, tasks and stuff. Yeah.
Real World.
World as well.
Hey, you move to this random city. You're in a big loft, and then
with like 10 other people.
With like
yeah, they're the ones that kicked everything off. Right?
Yeah, then you get a job. It's basically what Jersey Shore was,
right?
Pre Jersey Shore,
right?
What do you? They said like, oh, we'll just put Italians on Jersey Shore.
Yeah,
their own show.
What do you think? What would be the worst kind of people to put all in a single home?
I mean, they're all pretty bad.
No, I'm like, if someone's like, Tomboy, pitch us an idea for like a real world situation. Who are we throwing in the house?
Well, that's what the whole concept of Real World was. It's like, cool, here's a hick country boy and a black girl and a Latino. There's like all different, a gay guy and an prejudice guy. Like, put them all in a house, see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But then, of course, it comes out that was all scripted. They would feed them like
storylines. Of course.
So, like, bump up
start being a drama queen and all that. Yeah,
it was totally scripted, which sucked.
Yeah,
it was like, oh, this is real.
Whoa,
awesome.
this is cool.
Oh, the girl slapped the guy. That's awesome.
Still, I'm trying to think of what would be hilarious to put in with like something like, I don't know, like how about like people that like hate being around kids. They're like, kids are the fucking worst. I hate them.
Yeah.
But then they're in
Put
like
them in a daycare.
basically, yeah. Like they're basically like like let's say like they live in this house and then their job, in order to have money to do things, they have to work at like a fucking daycare center with all these children.
Yeah.
And just fucking sticky fingers and fucking shit in their pants and just food and shit everywhere and just germ factories just running around, just watching them go insane.
So what would be the concept? If you do this job for a day or whatever, you get like $10,000?
Well, yeah, I guess we couldn't do the whole thing.
You have to put a carrot at the end of the stick there.
Well, the people are basically all like Karens, but I guess this wouldn't be a full season. This would be just a really funny episode. Or people that just hate animals and just let a bunch of animals loose in the house.
I would say a bunch of Karens is pretty much all the Bravo.
Yeah, put Karens together.
That's what the Housewives are.
Yeah.
They got like 20 of those shows from
here. It's people that are like that are allergic, and people that just hate animals and just find
Well, you
animals
can't do
disgusting.
allergic because then it could be like a lawsuit.
This is drama, baby.
Well,
We're getting ratings. We're getting
allergic,
some
like-
people that are
allergic,
fine.
like,
We'll
you-
write it
you
in
get
that
the
they're
sniffles,
allergic.
Not like you get breakout in hives. Like you can't do that.
They'll be fine.
What? Like you're like, oh, here's an EpiPen. That's a Saw movie.
It's so. I want to play a game. You have to go into this house and stay there for 1 month,
There's an EpiPen in a box full of glass.
but we're gonna let loose a bunch of animals into the house that you're
Yes.
allergic to.
Totally allergic to, and you're gonna die either way. But like maybe you get that EpiPen, but you have to break the glass to get to it. I think we just wrote the next Saw movie. Fuck, we're good writers.
Saw 12, dude. Let's go, dude.
So we got Saw, we got Breaking Bad,
Yeah, and the Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah. See, this shit's easy.
Yeah.
You just full time.
We should have went to Hollywood.
Yeah. Or Hollywood.
Hollywood.
That's a BoJack Horseman show.
That's a show I dropped off of.
Um,
It got a little too real for me a little bit. I was like, oh, depression? Yeah. I'm out.
it is. So I'm partially like through the second season.
Okay.
I've never watched it before. Jess has already watched it. I've also heard. I don't know what the ending is, but I've heard that BoJack is one of those shows that actually had like a really dope ending.
I'm sure it did. It was like good, but I just kind of was like, I don't know. Every once in a while, I get in and out of animation stuff. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't want to do that. I don't,
Right. Yeah, and this was one, and I totally get this whole depression thing. Like, we'll be watching, like, we'll watch a couple episodes. I'm like, I need a break from this. Like, this is
You
like
need a mental break from it,
too depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some things, I'm like, holy shit, dude.
Like I was down for adult cartoons, but like
Yeah.
South Park and stuff like that for years. But
Right.
Like, I even got too like same old. Same old.
Yeah, agreed. I will say though too
It's
that
still funny, but it's just like I've
Yeah.
seen 20 seasons of this. I'm
yeah,
good.
and I've had enough. Yeah, enough South Park. I will say though that the writing for BoJack is actually pretty
yeah.
clever and hilarious. There's a lot of just subtle jokes like in the background or just quick like whips. Like they're like that's actually really funny if you
Mhm.
catch it.
Oh yeah.
My favorite joke though so far is the princess, whatever her name, the cat,
Okay,
like
yeah.
the agent or whatever,
Agent, yeah.
dude, that she's dating this guy Vincent, but it's just
The
a little
kid.
rascals. It's a little kid. It's like three kids in
The
like a
kids
trench
in
coat.
in a trench
Dude,
coat.
that's the funniest shit to me, dude. As soon as I saw that, I thought that was so funny.
You're so unavailable.
Yeah.
Okay, lady.
What do you do for a living? It's like business, transactions. I gotta go do business now. It's like one hand's a broom handle and the other one's like a mannequin like hand.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
To be fair, you might be able to get away with that at work sometimes. It's like, all right, go handle business. Bye.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add on
No.
here. Any other shows you can think of? Ideas?
Not really. Not that I know that are good or bad or indifferent, but I mean, there's always good shows out there. But
Yeah.
we'll,
Good shows, bad shows, ugly
Yeah.
shows. See what I did there?
I did.
Yeah.
The good, bad, the ugly.
Yeah. You got it. This guy knows what I'm talking
We're
about.
writers now. We
Yeah.
understand each other.
Yeah. Gotta get the same mindset.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. Shoot us a text. And
Tell us what shows fell off for you, or
yeah. Which ones do you
or
think?
how we're wrong about our opinions on these shows.
Yeah. Why don't you yell at us about how awesome Game of Thrones is?
Yeah. We'll totally
Or The
read it.
Sopranos ending. Yeah. Or let us know what your shitty bitching part of the ending of Game of Thrones is.
Yeah.
'Cause a lot of people are shitty about that.
Yeah.
Especially like the one episode for that last season. I think it was the whole last season. I
It
think
was the
everyone
whole
was
last
shitting
season.
about.
Yeah.
Because there's that huge battle and it was super dark. Like everybody had to like turn the fucking brightness up on their TVs and
Right.
it still looked like
You-
shit.
Yeah. You
That
can't see
was
it.
that was fucking dumb.
That was a bad idea.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck the point of that was, but so be it.
They-
Anyways.
they were dancing in the dark.
440-363.
0121.
Nice. We are also at Pizza Bagels Pod on all the social medias.
Hit us up.
Mm-hmm. Leave us voicemails. Even do something sporadic. You could send us photos, shoot us texts. It doesn't even have to be about the episode. Just send us some shit. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. We'll talk about you.
And
You could be famous.
yeah.
And this
on
is your
Pizza
reality show.
Bagels. Yeah. Yeah. Pitch us some reality shows where you're like, dude, I had this awesome idea. I always thought this would be a dope idea for a reality show. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
440-363.
0121.
Excellent. Hope you guys had fun. No,
I had fun.
I had fun. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.